Hello, everyone. I'm Don Ghost, the worst movie reviewer, and today we're going to be talking about Colossal. Gloria, played by Hathaway, struggles with alcoholic procrastination, while at the same time coming to the realization that the kaiju attack in Seoul, South Korea is a metaphorical representation of herself. First off, I didn't have a lot of faith in this movie. The opening scene to this really threw me off, and I didn't like it. As the story progressed, I did warm up to it, but it took some convincing. At first, I said, this looks like a CGI'd monster movie. But then, that sequence was met with a better introduction, the introduction to Anne Hathaway's character. I like Anne Hathaway in this movie. I like Jason Sudeikis, Austin Stowell, Tim Blake Nelson, and Dan Stevens because they all have their own characters. They're not cardboard cutouts of real people dealing and struggling with real problems. They're actual people dealing and struggling with their own problems. And I like that the movie made me feel that way. The kaiju thing did feel a bit off to me at first, but as the movie progressed with that whole situation, it implemented different layers of emotion. 1 minute the situation is funny, the next few minutes it's tragic, after that it becomes serious, and then you realize that this is how they should make monster movies. The problem with a lot of monster movies is that we don't care about the people involved. We rather see some monsters fighting because that's what we paid to see. And with this, we get a lot of emotional depth with the characters. And so therefore, with us as an audience, we build character connections. The movie's explanation for this kaiju thing connected to Gloria is explained, but it doesn't make any sense. The explanation they gave me, I accepted it because, really, how can you explain something like this? Colossal is more a character piece than an actual monster movie, and that's why the opening scene threw me off because it wasn't what I was expecting. But once Gloria showed up and the movie progressed, that's when everything went into full gear for me. I understood all of the characters and what they were going through. Each character was notable and captivating. Anne Hathaway is great in this movie. There's this tick that her character has consistently throughout. It's believable, and it doesn't feel forced or faked. Also, there are moments in here where she's holding her sides and holding her neck like she's thriving in pain. She pulled those moments off perfectly, and if she wasn't in any real pain, could have fooled me because she could have used that trick to get out of work anytime she wanted to. Jason Sudeikis. Wow, man. Let's talk about Jason Sudeikis. I haven't seen him do anything like this ever until this movie. That's all I want to say, but I will say this. He plays it forward. There's a twist. Not what you're expecting, probably. And he nails it. Austin Stowell, he's good. I like him. He had a lot of funny scenes. He sticks out a lot because he plays funny very well. But now that I think about it, he had nothing to do, really, in this movie except be the comic relief guy. Tim Blake Nelson, really good in this movie. Acts like a drunk. It's believable. Has one interesting and intense verbal sparring scene. Then he disappears. Dan Stevens. I like me some Dan Stevens. Go watch The Guest. The directing, there's nothing really memorable here. I'm not interested in the directing. I'm more interested in the story here. Colossal. Why is this movie called Colossal? I think the title has to do with Gloria, who at one point is an alcoholic and she pretty much destroys everything in her path. Once she comes to the realization that she can change her life, in the form of a kaiju, she takes steps towards the direction of helping people rather than being selfish and doing things for herself. Colossal, it's not as colossal as it should be. In a movie like this, where it heavily focuses on people who feel trapped or stuck in a mundane existence, you would think that a story like this should be played out more realistically and down to earth. I personally would have preferred something along those lines, but with the addition of the kaiju here, I also feel that the situations at hand are more monumental, because instead of just her friends being hurt, innocent bystanders are being caught in the crossfire. And that colossal situation isn't just some typical thing that she can ignore. It's something that changes and forces her to change the course of her life. I give this movie an A+. It could have been more realistic and down to earth. I think it would have been more compelling that way. But this movie didn't take itself too seriously. Like, this isn't some super heart-wrenching drama. This is a black comedy, and it delivered. It was fun, it was funny, it made me laugh, it made me like one character, it made me hate another character, and it even made me flip my feelings towards one particular character who I won't mention. And it did hit me with emotion for the characters and their situations. And that's good all the way around. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.